Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Mortgage Coach Friday Mastermind. Every Friday, we have amazing people on this channel. Whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching it in a video, we are here to inspire you to be the best modern mortgage advisor you can be. So if you want to elevate your game, you want to be modern, which means you're a great leader. It means you use technology to deliver better advice and communication to clients. And yeah, it means using social media and doing video. But if you want to be modern, you're at the right place and you're hanging with the right people. As my co-host today, Mr. Todd Bookspan is joining us. What's up, Todd?
Hey, not much, although I just realized I'm wearing a headset, which I don't need. Good to see you all. It is just capping off a great week. I would certainly like to shine a light on the interview that Dave and I did with none other than Ryan Serhant and Shop Manosian, #1 loan officer in America. I think it was a great interview if you didn't watch it. And, you know, here I am Friday, 5 years in, Dave. There's no place I'd rather be.
Yeah. And, you know, one of my cool takeaways from that interview was that neither one of them wanted to talk about their volume. Like I had to pull it out a shot, like, hey, how many leads, how much business are you closing? I mean, he's going to close over $2 billion in funding, and it required me to pull that out of him. He just wanted to be a better person. He just wanted to know what are Ryan's best personal skills and habits. It was pretty cool how humble they both were.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of my biggest takeaways. And, you know, who knows, right? You know, we're fortunate to have Ryan at the previous Modern Real Estate Summit too, but this was kind of our first time getting some FaceTime to quote unquote hang out with him. And he was just a good, solid guy.
It was a great interview. Anybody watching this that has not watched that interview, it's in our YouTube channel and it is trending. I am going to create some social media content around it. So if there was a favorite quote or a favorite takeaway, or there's some micro content that you guys want, let us know down below. We also have Deborah Bird as one of the co-hosts of today's call, and she runs social media for the Modern Mortgage and Modern Real Estate Summit and is a regular leader on this community. When it comes to building a personal brand, when it comes to one of the key topics today, optimizing your past customers, Deborah's an expert. Welcome to the call, Deborah.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? What'd you think of that interview with Sean and Ryan?
Oh, it was awesome. It was killer. And, you know, I was kind of worried because I had heard from you, Dave, and your voice was really hurting. So I thought, oh boy, Todd's going to be on his own, but Todd killed it and asked great questions. And with Todd, he's a great listener. I aspire to be more like Todd so I can be a better listener.
Todd always does the most amazing job of pulling the gold out and giving, okay, you listen to this, you spend an hour, now what do you do? And he is Yoda, Mr. Win by Noon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got
you guys are too kind. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. We got a couple mortgage professionals. We've got, and to say mortgage professionals, we have some iconic Hall of Fame level mortgage advisors. We've got Michelle Castle. What's up, Michelle?
Oh, it's just a great Friday morning.
So Michelle, we're going to put you on the hot seat in the second half of this call. But in the first half, you're a coach and a leader. So we're going to have Keith go first in about 5 minutes. So be ready to ask Keith questions and kind of pull out the gold from his strategy. You cool with that? And then we have Dan Keller joining us in a few minutes, and he's going to bring in some value. Before I do both of those, there's one important mortgage coach announcement I want to make sure everybody knows. Is there was a big press release this week where we did an integration with LoanSense. And for anyone who doesn't know what LoanSense is, if you're in mortgage coach community, you're going to know what LoanSense is. But it's a platform that helps families with student loans quickly and efficiently find out if they qualify to have them eliminated or reduced, and then manages that process for you. And loan officers are going to love this because it's immediate. Literally, you give your clients a link, they sign up, they take a test, and not only do they find out what their future debt to income ratio is going to be, it's solved. They do it for you. So check this out. I am actually doing an interview with Housing Wire later on this afternoon on this whole thing. I'm not going to dedicate this call to it. We're not going to do a demo, but I am looking for people that think this is cool and they want to help families with student loans to do future interviews. So if you are using this integration, private message me, email me at David Mortgage Coach, and stay tuned for more content on how to be a mortgage coach ninja in helping families with student loans. All right. So let's do this before we actually get into the topic at hand. The Modern Mortgage Summit is coming soon, and I'm going to give you guys a gift because you're one of those folks that listen to our content, you come to everything. I'm going to play an actual micro presentation of Shayla Gifford. Now, Shayla's got a full keynote. She's got 2 micro presentations. I'm going to play you one of them. And this is one that we might actually play to kick off the show because it's so good and it's so gold. But I want to give this as a gift to you guys. I want you to get a little sneak preview. And I think what Shayla's going to share in a minute will help position the entire call. So let's turn off your phones. Don't multitask. Here's a 3-minute clip from the Modern Mortgage Summit with Shayla Gifford.
Your words, your energy, and your beliefs matter. They matter a lot. And I will tell you, in 17 years of being a loan officer and being in this business, I have a distinct defining line of when I decided to change from a victim mentality and an excuse-oriented mindset to changing my beliefs entirely. See, the beginning part of my career, I wasn't surrounded by incredible mentors or coaches or events like the Modern Mortgage Summit. I just was handed a rate sheet and a telephone and said, go get more loans. And so I had every excuse in the book that we all have, which is that processors suck. I wish I could just find a good processor. Gosh, I hate the government. They're always changing the guidelines. Why doesn't my manager help me more? This is just too stressful. There's no way you can have a balanced life, a happy marriage, have a healthy body doing this business. I'm going to be old and decrepit in 10 years. I mean, the negativity, because it is hard and it is challenging and it does require you to be a pro. There's deadlines, there's timelines, there's high emotion, and it's complex. But that is why it's awesome. This is why there's the financial opportunity that there is. This is why we change people's lives the way that we do. When there's big risks, there's big reward. When it's really hard, there's the opportunity to have something special and meaningful. So that line in the sand for me, that decision had to come because I was so afraid that I would wind up divorced, that I would just be crabby all the time, that I would live in total stress. And I said, you know what, there's got to be another way. And that's when I decided that I was going to start asking better questions and surrounding myself with different people. And everything changed. It starts with a decision, then the questions, and then the people. Since doing that, I've grown my personal team's business from 20 million to 40 million to 80 million to 130, 200 and something. And I've helped other loan officers blow up and have the same kind of results because I don't allow that kind of whining and blaming and ego. I require that we're humble and that we're coachable and we're learning and that we hang around people that are all leaning in and are driven and that there's no bad apples. I believe in coaching and accountability and constant learning. So I'm so excited that you're here at the Modern Mortgage Summit. I hope that you not only took ferocious notes, but you come away with takeaways that you're going to implement in your business and you have someone hold you accountable to implementing them. Even if it's your spouse or your son or daughter, somebody's got to hold you accountable to making change. Because if you want things to be different, you have to be different. Final thought, hang around people who have what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they've got.
Ba-boom. How good was that, guys?
That's golden.
She is such a gift to the mortgage industry. I've had a couple opportunities to have conversations with her, and it's gold. She's always giving. She always has very relevant things to say. It's so intentional, and her authenticity just like exudes through everything that she does. It's beautiful. I love her. She's so good.
Yeah, such an important message, guys. And it's one of the reasons why Todd and I are so passionate about these Friday masterminds is we want to get the right people on this stage that have something of true value for anyone watching this, so you can have it too. That's why we're doing the Modern Mortgage Summit and the Modern Real Estate Summit is like when I bring Shayla on and we do this 1 hour, that's great. It's long form content, it's casual. But when you get a Shayla Gifford, when you get Michelle Castle, you, Keith, you guys are both on the summit and you're like, hey, you're going to have 10,000 mortgage professionals watch you. Bring your A game and bring a powerful message. So that was a lot of value in 3 minutes. Guys, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Modern Mortgage Summit is going to have over 20, I can't say Shayla Giffords, but Shayla Gifford level advisors bringing their A game, bringing the best presentation. Keith, your micro presentation is mind boggling. It's the best thing you've ever done. So guys, if you have not signed up for the Modern Mortgage Summit, it's not too late. There's a link down below. That's a taste. Now you're going to have to watch that again. And it will be transcribed and it will have notes. And for those of you that bought the 1 year pass, you'll have access to all these for a year. But guys, we are here to make change and we are here to put people on this stage that will inspire you to be your best. Todd, anything you want to say about that before we get into the topic at hand today?
Well, I just want to, reiterate what you said. I mean, we're so grateful to have Michelle and Keith and Shayla and all these amazing professionals. And what I loved about it is that last year's content was really good. And I feel like everyone just upped their game, a whole nother notch this year, which I think is just huge. And then I'll just throw in a couple of things. One is real quick. Hey, Robert, that link you just threw up, let's get rid of that link. Let's just do modernmortgagesummit.com. That link is to last year's that you just put up. So let's not use that one. Just go to modernmortgagesummit.com to get a ticket. A lot of people are asking, it starts at 8 a.m. Pacific. It's going to go to 3-ish, right? Kind of depends. We have Renee Rodriguez as our MC and Dave and I, and it depends how much we chat in between each session. And then you can either buy it in a 30-day. If you buy it for $99, you get the 30-day access. So you don't have to be on all day. You'll have access to go watch it. Last year, over half the people came back and bought 365 access. So we're selling that up front at a discount. You can just buy a ticket that way. So it's a great opportunity. And I just think the success stories we heard from people using the tactics that they learn, the scripts that they learn, and then the leaders who used it for their sales meetings, who bought the 365 pass, I think it's just such a great opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and get that post, that correct link reposted.
Thanks for getting that posted. Deborah, anything you want to say before we get on topic?
Yeah, I think it's just important for people who are out there watching this, which, reminder, drop questions in here as we go through this call. I've been working with Shayla now pretty closely for about the last month to 2 months, and she wasn't always where you see her today. And so that's really where her passion comes from. And part of what she's going to share at the Modern Mortgage Summit is, she had to learn how to like people, which I know is probably shocking to hear, but she'll talk more about that story and how she got to where she's at. She wants to compress your time and share the things that she had to do to get where she is today, than what she has to keep doing, because it's not, she makes it appear very natural. It's not always easy for her. And so I think as much as what we see from our lens, and we see this very genuine, authentic, driven, just badass creature that is my, spirit animal, she works at it. And so I think that's what, those who attend the Modern Mortgage Summit and kind of believe in that same crusade of every day is practicing, every day is to improve. Am I better than I was yesterday? Not in comparison to somebody else, but what are you doing to learn from the best? Who are you surrounding yourself with? I don't care if there's no one else in your branch that's attending. Are you attending? Have you made the decision? And if so, prove it and buy your ticket and be there and be present. So that's my tips, Dave.
Love your tips, guys. And remember, we're doing this event to create change. And also remember, there's a lot of great free content in the Mortgage Coach community. Are you watching a Mortgage Coach YouTube video every single week? But if you do want to hang around the best modern mortgage advisors, on planet Earth, this is your place. Check it out. So let's get on point. So rates have dropped a bit. It is a great time to service and give value to your past customers. It's always a great time to be a great marketer and to build a personal brand as an advisor, not just as a loan officer. Hey, I'm a loan officer. I close loans on time. I've been doing it for a bunch of years. I have great rates. I'm available 24/7, blah, 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 blah. No, I help people build wealth with real estate. I provide unique advice. You know, the best mortgage strategy always beats the lowest rate. You know, are you building that type of a content and that type of a brand? That's what the rest of this call will be dedicated to. We're going to have Dan Keller join us at some point. He's in the Puget Sound fishing. So when he comes, we're going to kind of drop what we're doing and bring Dan in. But let's start with Keith. So Keith, I've got a video. It's a 2-minute video that you created. We are going to play it at the Modern Mortgage Summit along with another video you created. But before I play this 2-minute video, why don't you frame it? Tell everybody, why did you create this 2-minute social media content? And what are you trying to accomplish? Try to do it in like a minute or two, and then I'll play it. And then we're going to have you unpack it for us.
Yeah, man. Like, so there was a video that Bill Hart did. It's called Shoulder Taps. And it's probably one of the more popular videos that he's done. I think probably the most views. And I remember in the story there, that lady that he's talking to says, "I know you." And they just started talking to each other, right? Like they seconds into the conversation, she says, "I know you." And I wrote that down when Shayla was just doing her thing. And that is, I know her heart through that video. And I don't think that there's any other way to do that to the masses in local content outside of sharing what you do in a very passionate way on video. And we get really excited on the team when we save people a ton of money and show them how they can think about their mortgage differently and drastically change their financial fingerprint for their family. Like these are sometimes generational, wealth changes that we can advise them with. And that one there was huge. It was one of the biggest ones that we've done. We're very excited about it. He was thinking about just paying off some debt. And I'm like, wait a minute, like we can do something different here and make impact. And so that one, like I was excited to my core with what we were doing with that. And so I had to share what we did on video. And that's kind of how I come up with the topics, is a unique conversation, a unique question, a unique scenario that I'm going through with a client. I email myself, I save it, we schedule it, and then I record it. And that's kind of why we put that one together. And it was really cool.
So guys, I'm going to play this now. I do want to say it's available in our Facebook group. This will be some content in the Modern Mortgage Summit that will probably play after we do your micro presentation. So Keith has a micro lesson and presentation on how he creates content like this. It'll be part of the summit. And then we'll play this as an example. But just write down, I know you. Like when you look at the content, do people know you? And then Keith, real quick, how much volume are you doing right now? Like how many families are you serving? What do you think you'll close in production this year?
Yeah, so dual role, producing. I'm a producing market leader at the company that I'm at. So personal production on our team, we're about 90 million year to date. We'll do 110 or so this year. And then the region that I run is about 750 million.
So he's doing a lot of volume. He's doing a lot of transactions, but more importantly, he's doing a lot of mortgage coach total cost analysis. And then he's taking those wins, those one-on-one wins, and creating one-to-many social media content around that. So let's check it out and then let's unpack it. All the coaches, if you could take some notes, like what's the one thing you want the audience to get from this? And if you have one quick question for Keith, what's your one question? So let's check it out, everybody.
Hey, check it out. We really believe who you work with matters and that you can truly create additional net worth by better managing your debt. This is a recent scenario for a customer. We're really excited about it because we drastically increased their net worth. Over a 15-year period of time, we were able to show them options that they weren't thinking about that will increase their net worth potentially an additional $250,000, at least $185,000. So this is a scenario we're really excited about, where we were able to show a customer who was thinking about just a generic refinance. So we're showing them an option where by better managing their debt, they could create an additional $250,000 in net worth. So this is really cool. So basically, customer came to us, they had a PACE loan on their property. It was about $50,000. It was a high interest loan, and they were looking at paying off that loan, consolidating some debt, and saving some money. And they were going to save about $800 a month in obligations, which feels awesome. What we were able to do is show them how they could increase their net worth at least $185,000 and potentially $250,000 by just looking at the mortgage differently. So check this out. What we're putting on the screen here is some of the options that we'd put together for the client. So really on the left here is the basic refinance option that we had for them, which was saving about $806 a month off their mortgage. But what we wanted to show them is two different options. One, taking the savings and applying it towards a principal on a monthly basis, or taking the savings and giving it to a financial advisor that can get you an investment return of about 7% per year, which is, I think, fairly doable. This is what's really cool. The 7% per year is an additional $250,000 in net worth by investing the savings somewhere else rather than spending it. And if they invest it towards the principal of the mortgage on a monthly basis, it's $185,000 additional net worth. So hey, just take a minute, look at those options differently. If you have any questions about a refinance, about repositioning debt, taking a look at your mortgage and seeing how you can create additional net worth over time, we'd love to help. Give us a buzz, comment below, send us a message. We'd love to help. Have a blessed day. Take care.
Boom. Another fantastic video. So let's go around the room. Say what you like most. Also, if you have a suggestion, something that Keith could add to it. I mean, I know to make Keith's time valuable, we've got pretty elite people on this call. Dan Keller, we're going to bring you in about 10-ish minutes. Is that okay? Or do you need us to bring you in sooner? Dan, we don't
No, that is perfect. I'm here when you need me.
So guys, this is what a modern mortgage advisor looks like. He kicks ass every day, and then he makes time to go do what he loves doing most, which is salmon fishing. So thank you, Dan, for coming in, brother. It's just beautiful to see you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, so Michelle, let's have you go first. What did you like, and any suggestions to make it better, and any quick questions for Keith?
So I know, oh my gosh, Keith, what a great idea to go outdoors to do the video. And the content was great. I mean, fist bump, content is over the top great. But what I think is so important that gets overlooked is the frame, like I felt like you were talking to me because you're aware of how you need to show up. It's the clarity of the picture. It's the eye contact. It's, how you framed yourself as you're explaining these scenarios. I felt like you were talking to me, which I think, I point that out because video is so important and it's a way that we deliver messaging, but people being able to feel that connection through the screen is so important. And it's the quality of the picture and it's the quality of the sound that makes that happen. But I just have to ask, so content's amazing. I taught contact's amazing. Who did you send that to and how did you send that out?
The video itself. So I posted that video on all social media sources. So I recently relocated out to Tennessee. And so that's also why I was doing it outside, is I didn't have my studio set up. So I'm like, where am I going to do videos? So we just started shooting outside and it actually turned out really well. In terms of who I sent that video out to, I've got a handful of financial advisors that I work with. I send it to them and just say, hey, if your current advisor that you're working with is not sharing options like this on how clients can reinvest the savings, love to help. And if you have any clients that you think could save money and reinvest those funds with you, like this is what we do. And then with my kind of rebranding out here in Tennessee, I got a virtual assistant to pull about 2,000 realtors in Middle Tennessee. And we are doing direct custom audience ads to them as a brand awareness campaign. So all the videos, we do videos a lot. I post about 4 a week. And we're taking, about 1 to 2 a week that we think are the best of and sending it out there as that brand awareness campaign.
So Keith, whenever you're recording those videos, I mean, great strategy.
Well,
did everybody pay attention
Michelle,
to that strategy?
Michelle, let's do this because we got to get Dan on and off this. So let's just do a quick round with you. Save some questions. Like we're not done with Keith. We can come back to Keith in the last third of this call, but I just want to do quick hits and then get Dan on stage and then get Dan back to full-time fishing. All right. So Deborah, anything you want to say, or well, let's save any asks for Keith for after Dan. Any quick comments you have?
No, I'm going to save mine till after we talk to Dan because I got a whole list for Keith.
Oh, right on. Stay tuned. Todd, any quickies for Keith?
All right, I'll make it quick. By looking at the mortgage differently, right? He said that early on, and then he said it again at the end. I think to me, that was like the ultimate thing, because really what you're trying to do is point out that you use Mortgage Coach, that you're a modern advisor, and that you're doing things differently. So I thought that was just awesome, Keith.
Yeah. So my favorite things, first of all, great execution, great storytelling. The fact that you went beyond monthly. Every loan officer in America talks about monthly savings. And I don't care whether it was $50, $150 savings, or $800. You said you were talking about $250,000. So I thought that was brilliant. My second favorite thing that you did is you not only put this on all your social media content, but then you niched it. You said, hey, this is a really good message for financial advisors. And my hope is that you really framed that well. So it was simple and easy and you got them to watch it. Now, I don't know if you did this, but if you didn't do it, a couple suggestions is I would have picked my high profile advisors and I would have also texted them. Hey, I just sent you an email. This video's 2 minutes. It's pure gold. Check it out. And here's the 2-minute video. Like, the more CPAs and high priority referral partners that you can get through that content, the better. And then also the cool thing about the text is you're going to drive them to your YouTube channel or your Facebook. So you're going to be driving one to many into that. Now, you might have done some bomb videos, but just remember, you can improve your distribution, your organic distribution. And I do this all the time, where I'll put a bitchin' video on YouTube, and then I'll promote that through social channels, and then I'll promote that via text with key influencers. So I don't know if you went that extra mile. If you didn't, I would. It's not too late, by the way. Also, it's not like this. That's such good marketing. You could promote that every quarter and get a lot of gold out of it. The one suggestion I have on the video itself, I thought your call to action was weak. Well, if you're interested in this, call me. I think, like, hey, if you want to see if there's $250,000 for you, like, monthly savings is easy. But if you want to get one of these cost analysis, or call it whatever you want, call me. Like, kind of your connect the dots for everybody that you can do something beyond monthly savings. So if you want to see what the lifetime value of a refi is to you, call me. If you want to see how you can pay off your home faster and build your net worth, call me. So I just thought you could have put 15 seconds of meat on the bone in your call to action that would have gotten you more call to action. That's just my 2 cents. Dan, did you hear the video at all? Were you able to hear it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did. Keith's gotten really good. I think it's a big improvement just because I've been a fan of Keith for years. And I probably watched each other's videos for years. Keith, you're calm, you're collected, because you're kind of like me. You have a tendency to be like, just let our energy show, and get super excited. I think sometimes we need to tone it down a tad, and you were super toned perfectly. So it was calm, easy to follow. I love the fact too that you were, I don't know where the camera was angled. It was almost like we were in a little bit of a huddle, like kind of sitting with our elbows on our knees, leaning forward. You just did a great job, man. So great video, great message. I would agree with Dave, and it's something that I'm personally just working on myself. It's just a better, more convicting call to action. And that's it. But I mean, that's something that all of us great teachers and storytellers that are trying to be great storytellers and great teachers need to improve upon too, because it's not a sales pitch. And so it's really hard to have that transition from a really good educational video like you made to tie it down with a close. So great, awesome job, dude.
Yeah, and think Renee Rodriguez and influence, and maybe we don't even want to call it a close. We want to call it a teaching action. Like, you want to take the lesson that you did for this family and you want to help other families and enlighten them. So close might be the wrong word because it was fiscal literacy, education. But if you connected the dots that, hey, if you want me to put one of these together for you and help you see the long time value, I'm here for you. And I'll do one and call it something. I don't care whether you call it a TCA. So Keith, any responses to the feedback before we bring Dan on?
I mean, I appreciate all of it. I think it's great feedback. It's always really cool to hear stuff like that from your peers, people that you mutually look up to. So it's humbling and awesome. I mean, I agree with you. That's the one thing I think I struggle with most is the call to action, because I'm trying to put information out there to be educational. And then I'm trying to balance, and I think that's difficult, is balance. It's still authentic, but like balance authenticity with like sales and selling, right? And that direct call to action. And so for me, that's probably my biggest challenge when I do video is finding that balance.
Yeah, no, by the way, it's tough. By the way, I just thought of another call to action that would be kind of cool, because that's fiscal literacy content. And anyone that got it is like, oh, I never thought of that. To also mention that, hey, if you know of any other families that are doing a refi and they want to, need help looking beyond the transaction, forward this along. My mission is to help families make better decisions and build wealth with real estate through mortgage. So, remind people, like it, forward it.
Yes.
Call me if you want one. Because you're a teacher and you want like I watch these top YouTube stars and they're very smart and savvy with how they build their audience and how they get engagement, which I'm still learning too, big time. So Dan, thank you for making time for us, brother. The topic at hand is optimizing refis in today's market while building your personal brand. Why don't we just start with, because you're, $100 million producer, team leader, branch manager, get coached by the core. What is the opportunity right now with rates and past customers from your perspective?
Well, I mean, the timing of this call is incredible. And that's one of the reasons why this morning when I was sitting at the marina, getting ready to come out before, as it was getting light, why I took your invitation to come on. We all know that interest rates over the last couple of days have kind of moved up a little, right? So I think there's an opportunity right now for us to fish.
You want to take a break? Go catch a fish?
No, I got my buddy and my son. So they're catching all the fish while I'm on this call.
Man.
There we go. You got that? Look at that, guys. That's a
Let's
salmon
go.
right there. There we go. Oh,
There we
perfect
go.
timing. Look at that. That's so stinking cool. So that's Nate, my good friend. And
Tell them to
client,
have
and
fun.
That's Huddy. All right, you guys, there's some entertainment for you live. But anyways, why I said yes to this call this morning, I just had my core coaching call yesterday. And, there's an opportunity right now, and it's in our messaging. And we got to get this message out to our realtors that, hey, you may be missing out on an amazing opportunity to save some money if rates are going up. The Fed spoke the other day and mentioned this key word called tapering, right? So that will drive rates up. That, along with just an unbelievable opportunity to position yourself as an advisor right now. So what my coach told us, and this is our homework, is more than ever, it's important that we have a brand, that we have a personal brand. And so what I want to do is I want to do the same exercise with you guys as my coach just did with me. And this will open up your guys' eyes to an industry that's doing this way better than we are. Okay. So let me ask you a question. What comes to mind when I say so easy a caveman can do it?
Raise your hand, guys. Raise your hand.
Geico. I'll just do it because we don't have a ton of time. Geico. Okay, what's discount double check with Mr. Aaron Rodgers? State Farm or Farmers, right? What's the number one when you think of veterans and insurance? What do veterans think of? USAA, their partner, right?
Mhm.
Mayhem. You guys get where I'm going with this, right? The Mayhem, the Allstate guy riding on the roof of the car with a Christmas tree all beat to heck, right? That's branding. And here's the thing. What other industry gets shopped probably as much or more than we do?
Insurance.
Oh, there's the salmon. There she is, right there.
Alrighty.
You see that?
Look at that.
Boom. That's a nice little that's dinner, guys. That's my birthday dinner.
Congrats, everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is so cool. You couldn't have scripted this any better. So, anyways, what industry gets shopped a little bit more than we do? Probably insurance, right? So let's take a page out of their book right now. And that is branding. It's all about branding. So we got to thinking about that and talking about that on our coaching call. And I got to let the cat out of the bag just a little, because my talk at the Modern Mortgage Summit is titled The Wealthy Homeowner. Okay. How to create a wealthy homeowner. And it's a big conversation that I have with everyone. It's a home buyer class that I teach. And so I'm moving into 2022 with the idea, with the branding around creating a more financially literate, financially educated homeowner called the Wealthy Homeowner. So that's what I wanted to come on this morning and talk about.
Dan, time out. Your son wanted to show that fish. Let's tell him to bring it back up.
Eddie, show us what you got.
Yeah,
Baby.
Congratulations, man.
So that's what a
awesome.
salmon looks like.
That's what a silver, or they call them a coho salmon, looks like. It's the filet mignon of salmon up here in the Pacific Ocean, the Pacific Northwest. So that's it.
And it is the best of the best, guys.
Oh yeah, that thing will barbecue up just wonderfully tonight. So anyhow, you guys. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. Just my 2 cents on the importance of having a personal brand, and don't copy mine. You got to be passionate about it. You know, I've been talking about this for a year and a half, how passionate I am. I have budgetwithdan.com. If you want to learn everything that a home buyer and a homeowner should know about financial literacy, I've taken it and I've bundled up and I put it right into one page. Go to budgetwithdan.com and you can see what I'm talking about. You can follow me on Instagram. Everything I post on Instagram has to do with financial education. Are you there?
We lost you for a second, but you're back.
Okay. I was just saying everything. If you want to go to, my Instagram, for example, everything I post there is about financial literacy. If you go to budgetwithdan.com, what you're going to see there is information I give to every single home buyer on how to be more financially literate. So this is something that's near and dear to me. That's why I'm making a brand, more of a bigger brand around it. But find out what you're good at. If you're a VA lender, a VA expert, or if you're like Todd Bookspan, who's just a guidelines guru, make your personal brand about being, hey, when it comes to saving deals, nobody can save a deal better than I do. I know guidelines inside and out. I can make deals happen because I know the industry, whatever it might be. But I want to encourage you to take a page out of insurance industry's book and work on your brand as you head into 2022. It's so important.
Well, Dan, couldn't thank you enough for making time for this. I can't wait to see your keynote, The Wealthy Homeowner. Remember, guys, modernmortgagesummit.com, link down below. Check it out. Any final thoughts before you jump, Dan?
I mean, you just got a great crew here. I mean, Michelle, Deb, Keith, Todd, Dave. So just keep providing you guys are doing such a great job providing value for this industry we all love. So I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm just so grateful you guys were able to join my son and I and experience salmon fishing in the Puget Sound with us. It's so cool.
Yeah, it was a highlight. Hey, Michelle, any quick comments on Dan or anything you want to say before he goes?
I've watched, Dan, your brand evolve. And I think that's what, sometimes we're scared to get started. We're paralyzed by paralysis or paralysis of the analysis. And so what I wanted to point out and watch Dan's older stuff. I mean, it took him a little while, and I'm in the place where Dan was, where I'm trying to figure out what is my one thing, because Dan's absolutely right. I confuse the heck out of people on what my one thing is because I just love it all. But the message, the clarity of how now I think of Dan Keller is so clear, because he's really gotten down to what is his one thing, what is one piece of value that I can offer everyone that will generationally change their lives. And he's so passionate about it. You can't help but to know what Dan's all about. So You're just a great reminder to me, Dan, to find that one thing and just be really passionate. We don't have to serve everybody, though other people will be attracted to us. You can focus on that one thing that you're truly the most passionate about. So good job, buddy. I've just watching you grow and change and evolve into what you've become has been really fun.
If I can,
Thank you.
if I can add to that.
Yeah, Keith, anything you want to say to Dan?
Yeah, I totally want to add to that. So like, Dan and I have had a couple conversations over the years via phone, but I don't think we've ever met in person. But I know, and outside of this, I know Dan loves to fish. I know Dan loves to read books. I know Dan has an amazing view off his back porch. I know his wife has an amazing brand and bakes what look to be delicious cookies, and that he loves his wife. And so we're talking also about brand, right? And brand being specifically this thing that he does in the mortgage space, but brand is also who you are. So I think we have to also balance that and be careful to not just be mortgage, but be you and who you are, because that's what people are going to connect with. And that's the beauty of social media, creating video, and really just kind of putting yourself out there, is you get to know who people are. And you're like, you know what, like, yes, like if Dan was just a complete jerk, but was really smart in mortgage and finance, I don't think people would call him, but like, he's very authentic with everything else that he does. So not only is he super smart, he's like a really cool guy that like, hey, I'd have a beer with, and I'm going to call him when I need to do a home loan. So I think we also want to not forget the other part of it as well.
Love it.
You guys, brand is so big, and that plays a huge role in it. But I want it real quick, and I'll hand it back to you guys. When I mentioned how Keith was a lot more calm when he was doing that video, that's you begin to get more comfortable when you're speaking through your passion, when you're doing something that you truly are passionate about and you know about. And I'm not saying that Keith and I weren't when we were younger. Like Michelle even mentioned, she's watched me evolve. You watch the videos that I did 2 or 3 years ago, and my wife would she'd be like, dude, I just feel like you're Rick Rubian on me, like, because Rick Ruby can rah, 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 and she was like, you're just so dang intense. And she was like, Dan, like, I don't know that guy. Like, you're not intense at home. You're not intense with our kids. So she was like, when you do videos, why are you like that? And I was like, I know. And I got to thinking about it, because I was trying to teach something and be something and do something I'm not. And so when you really come into your passion and you really come into, okay, this is what I've studied, this is what I'm passionate about, this is where I know my heart is at, I think your message comes across a lot more like Keith's was in that video. It was understanding, you were down to earth. It was like we were having a conversation, having a coffee together. So I think this is a great teaching experience, just watching his video, listen to what Michelle said about my evolution. And yeah, I just want to encourage you, like, find your brand, learn it, love it, and then let it out to the world. Let them have it.
Beautiful, Dan. Dude, can't tell you how appreciative I am and the whole community is that you took some time during your family time and your personal passion time to bring this value, dude. Super grateful, man.
And happy early birthday from all of us.
Yes,
You
happy
enjoy
birthday.
When is your birthday? When is the actual birthday?
Yeah, Sunday. So I took Hudson out of school today and out with a buddy of mine, and we're fishing. So
Well, have an awesome birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, dude.
All right. Fish on, you guys. Thank you.
All right, let's blow up Dan on his birthday, everyone. For a time out. Let's make sure we share some love from the mortgage coach.
Everybody
community.
needs to throw him a text message. I got $1 million buyer that needs to be pre-approved right now.
And dude, hey guys, if anybody watching this, do it today, because we know when his birthday comes, it's going to get a lot of content, a lot of thank yous. So today, Friday, everybody that watched this content, let's message him. Let's post on his timeline. Let's give Dan some love. Some of his content that he's trying to get out there in the world, let's like it so that we help his algorithms, and say thank you to Dan Keller, everybody. All right. Michelle Castle, jump on the hot seat.
Well, you didn't give me much time to come up with an example. Whenever you text me for today.
Hey,
So
wait, time out. What would Renee Rodriguez call that?
I know. I just thought about that after I said that.
Yeah, like, thank you for the opportunity, Dave.
Yes, exactly. God, that's a lesson in itself.
Yeah, come on, come strong, girl. You're ready. What do you got?
So I just feel so strongly that my database, I've been working hard to communicate with my database. These are customers that have already trusted me. I told them that I would take care of them and that I would always be looking out for their best interests. So staying really close to my database through the refinance business for the last 18 months has been my focus as far as the refinances are concerned. I feel like this market that we have experienced is really a gift. The equity in people's homes, the rate at which the equity grew is a gift. And so, oh, how sweet. I was hoping she would come on screen. So I have been trying to speak to my database.
Wait. Let's do that again because we saw her on screen. Keith,
Come here,
introduce
Harlow.
us to your
Harlow, come
daughter.
here.
All right,
Yes.
one more time.
Are you coming here? Come here, Harlow. She
A
had to
big
come over and say
family
hi.
celebration.
Sorry, come here.
If she
Now
wants
she's
to.
gonna be shy.
Oh, there she is. Mama's back
Hey,
in
hello.
California. And so I got her. Say hi.
What's your t-shirt say?
What's your t-shirt say? I think it says Disneyland.
Yay.
Yay.
My dad's a rock star.
Yeah. So
That's
by the way, guys, what do modern mortgage professionals do? They, build work with family and they bring their family into work. Two beautiful examples of that. Sorry for interrupting you, Michelle. I just couldn't resist.
Oh, no, I'm a Mimi. The kids are my, yes. In fact, I have another grandbaby coming. I'll be Mimi times 9. So my messaging to, I've been messaging through HomeBot. So those of you guys who have not been using your videos through HomeBot, if you're using HomeBot and you're on, I use BombBomb, but you can do videos through YouTube and then load them through your HomeBot. And that's just been a great way to message to my database and leverage my time and being able to share the content. So I was just going to share one of the quick, easy videos that I recorded in BombBomb, loaded into HomeBot, and HomeBot will trickle onto my database strategically. So you ready for me to show?
Bring it.
Bring it. All right, I'm just going to pick one of these because there are several. I'll just do my most recent one. I know we've talked several times about refinancing. I've sent videos, we have sent text messages, emails, not to get your attention and have you refinance if it didn't make sense, but for you to raise your hands and say, hey, don't want to move, not thinking about moving, we like our location, don't love our house, we want to do some improvements. I can give you money. Or, hey, we have some equity, we want to use the equity to pay off some debt. I can help you out. Or, hey, we really would like to just reduce the term on our loan because we don't want to be in debt forever. And we can handle the payment. So reducing the term and keeping the payment the same or lowering a little bit would be great. So we took we took care of a lot of folks and doing refinances in all those different scenarios. But as the refinance continued, the boom of the refinances, the low rate caused a ton of refinancing to go on. There were some additional fees that then were assessed to mortgage rates by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So that made refinancing not quite as attractive as it was in the very beginning. Well, guess what? They just lifted those extra fees. So if you had considered refinancing and thought you missed the opportunity for the extra low rates, it's back on again. So if you would like for us to look and see if it makes sense for you to refinance, you don't. So I just keep it simple. And that's what I don't have anything fancy whenever I am just sending a quick message through BombBomb to everybody I have in HomeBot. And the messaging gets delivered. It's less likely to go to spam. So it allows me to leverage my time, be super efficient, and just getting those messages out to my database for the refinance. All I'm looking for is someone to raise their hands, and then I'm going to have a personal consultation with them, put the information together in a TCA. But I always, just like Keith had demonstrated, I think it's really important to go deeper and find ways for them to look at their finances differently than what they did when they raised their hands. I want to open their minds. So that's just an easy way to leverage my time and get that information out.
Well,
So feedback.
beautiful micro lesson. Love just, hey, I got a lesson from just seeing how you're putting these videos into BombBomb. You know, we could do more. And Deborah's going to create some content for the Modern Mortgage Summit. She's going to be one of the speakers on, okay, you created content. Now, how should you distribute it? She's going to be talking about how to go one to many with a TCA. So we're not going to teach it all right now, but you created some great awareness. I do, before others give feedback, I am going to pull up one of your videos from the Modern Mortgage Summit. Guys, this is less than 2 minutes. So it's micro content on the Modern Mortgage Summit by Michelle. Check this out, and then we'll give some feedback.
Hi, Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage. Becoming the digital mayor in your community. For me, I think that's a way for us to be leaders and a way to give back to our community. We all love where we live, or we would be living here, right? And promoting other businesses, promoting other events, and using our voice as leaders to help our nonprofit organizations. You know, we can give of our time, we can give of our money, but using your influence to give to others is another great way to give. And you can do that by being the digital mayor in your community through social media. So I encourage you to edify, promote, and give through your voice and your authority and your audience to your small businesses, to these nonprofits and other areas, using your influence to help your realtors build their business by edifying them publicly on social and digitally will help you not only create raving fans, but also bring you customers. It helps you build your business. And I think it's just so important for all of us to do as leaders in our community.
Love it. So let's do a round of feedback. Raise your hand if you want to go first. Looking for a hand to go up. Keith,
You
feedback.
want feedback on both videos, or
Yeah, whatever you have feedback on.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that you're doing video and sending it out. And it was really cool to see how much you're actually doing too. It's always cool, like we see mortgage advisors in forums like this, and you're showing your best, right? But to kind of go behind the scenes and see what all the other stuff is, I think it was really cool. And it's awesome that you're using that. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's such a simple tool. The link between BombBomb and HomeBot, and I get a ton of business from HomeBot, so check it out. The only thing I would say on that video, if I had any other feedback, would be and this is like super nitpicky, but your microphone, like it was very echoey when you were sent the video out to your team, and then out to your clients. And then the other thing is work on the hook in the beginning, right? So it's a 2-minute video, a really good hook to the customers. Hey, the Federal Reserve just dropped interest rates 0.5%. Then go in, right? Like just a little bit more of a hook when you have a 2-minute video that you're sending out to your customers. But I think it's awesome that you're using that. It's very valuable information. Some of the best engagement that I get when I'm sending out videos via HomeBot is when I accompany that. When I send out messages via HomeBot is when I accompany with a video. So I think it's awesome that you're doing that. Awesome. And I love mayor. I talk about all the time. I love the idea of being a mayor of your community, of your digital community, right? A mayor of your, I like to say like gated community, and the gates are closed, like no one else is coming in. I'm managing this community. I'm the mayor. We're going to take care of it, love on it, and make a difference. So I love that you're working on that. That's super cool.
Cool. And Deborah, any feedback or any one-to-many ideas you want to make sure we talk about today before we're out of time?
Well, I want to make sure I give my feedback to Keith, because I had all my notes for him as well. But I think what most don't realize with Michelle is she also is just as intentional with being a community leader, like belly to belly with people. I mean, she's in Sherman. people know who she is. She's about building a community and really the tribe there beyond just a digital footprint, which I think is really important. You've got to have a happy mixture of digital, but high touch too, to really deepen the relationship. So both of you do a great job with making sure you're looking, I mean, and these are little things that I have to coach clients on that you guys have already nailed and figured out. But for anyone else listening, you can see you guys are typically in the center of the frame. So you usually want the camera like eye level, and you want, equal balance around you. Anytime you have natural light, that's always the best, like Keith being outdoors. And most, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of his videos lately have been outdoors. And I like when people mix it up. I don't want it to always be the same background all the time. Like he has a really cool studio with cool lights. And then also, so just looking at Keith's, it's funny what he noticed with Michelle's. I think what Keith does a great job with is his hook. And so if we follow the same sequence of communication that we've learned through Amplify, the only difference with social that you really have to nail is hook. And so for Keith, his was who you work with matters, and that you can truly create additional net worth by better managing your debt. So those two, like quickly, we're like, who you work with matters. That's pretty powerful, whether this is going to financial advisors or even to your sphere. Then his frame was the client intro, the story of, and he was very intentional by his message architecture here, where he said, showing them options they weren't even thinking about, which I think is huge. Anyone who's using Mortgage Coach and creating a TCA, when you're doing this one-to-many, you've got to be really intentional. I'm using Todd's word lately, intentional, at your word choice, because that right there is planting seeds. After frame his message, so the meat of the message was showing the TCA, and he showed the reinvestment strategy. But he also said, again, this is intentionality with words, just looking at the mortgage differently. So he uses that a lot. It's not just showing options side by side, but looking at how people get into debt differently. And there's smarter ways of, investing your money. Now, the tie down is something that I think I've told Keith before too, could be a little bit stronger. And he does do this in his captions too. So if you read the caption, he also, although most people don't read the captions, but he did say, again, if you just want someone to look at it differently, if you have any questions, he does the soft close and I was always this way too, because I'm the educator. I don't like doing the hardcore close but I want to feel it more from you, like feel the passion of, we get really excited helping people and like knowing the pause. And this is why, is we have just helped create this much net worth. And it would be really cool for those of you who've been doing this long enough to maybe even interview some of those clients that actually took action and reinvested the money. And now you can meet with them, say 5 years later, and let's look at this account. Because again, no one believes marketing anymore. Marketers kind of destroy everything over time. So you have to constantly think of ways to prove it. This is a great client story, but how do you make sure you stay with them to prove that they've then taken this action? So that was my feedback for Keith, is again, stronger on the tie down. But for everybody listening, notice the lighting, the sound, being center. Like I have some clients where it's like this, and it's like you're looking up their nostrils. All of this matters. The context matters in delivery. Smiling with women, and sometimes with Denise, just the mortgage nerd, I have to work with her on being a little bit more, I don't want to say flirting with the camera, but you're not face to face. So you can't feel it as much as if you were face to face. A video is definitely better than a picture, but how do you make people feel like they can trust you? How are you getting them to think? So back to Dan Keller, some of the examples that he gave, this is a great book that I recommend to everybody, is Positioning. And some of you may need to read Repositioning, Rebranding, but this is a great one that talks about how you stay in the position of your consumer's mind over time. So
Deborah, so much gold in that little 5-minute debrief. Guys, if you want, someone asked, who do you work for? If you want to, talk to, in my mind, someone that if you want to be the most well-known local advisor in your market, you need to have a relationship with Deborah. Deborah, is it best to have them email support@plugandplaysm.com or info@, or does it matter?
it doesn't matter. And it's really the first step is scheduling a discovery meeting, which they can go to my website and schedule straight from there, which is just plug and play. You spell out the and plug and play sm.com. SM is for social media. I get people that ask me that a lot.
So if you want to plug and play your social media and be the most well-known, most well-respected local advisor in your market or your niche, you should talk to Deborah. Just a conversation with her, whether you hire her and use her coaching services or her as a consultant, you'll get value from 15 minutes with Deborah. She's amazing. So Todd, we are kind of at the top of the hour, closing thoughts. And then I'm going to play, I know we've gone a little over, sorry guys, but we had too much gold to rush through it all. But Todd, give me your closing thoughts, and then I've got a couple minutes of closing thoughts.
Awesome. Well, first off, thank you, Michelle. Michelle's got to jump, so I just wanted to make sure that we
take care, Michelle.
What she deserves. She was awesome. And I just want to say, I mean, this is what I love about our community, right? When we started doing these calls, it was originally Dave and I doing all the talking. And the fact is that we get the best of the best in the industry who are taking time out of their personal vacation days on their boat. Keith's got his daughter in the office. I mean, everyone here is coming in to add value to all of you. So let's continue to support those in our community. I think that's great. And I just know this was one of the best, funnest calls that I've been on in quite a while. I feel like we've got this crazy momentum heading into the Modern Mortgage Summit. Of course, I'm going to tell you your action plan. If you haven't bought a ticket, is go to modernmortgagesummit.com. I mean, it's just going to be great content, great value. And I think as always, just go back through. I mean, you got nuggets from everyone here. And, we have this whole idea of swipe and adapt. And you have to swipe and adapt in your own voice, right? We already talked about that. I love that book, Deborah's Positioning, right? So position yourself. If you feel like, hey, I'm kind of like Michelle, then record a video like Michelle's. If you feel like, hey, I'm kind of like Keith, then record a video like Keith's. If you think I'm kind of like Dan, then guess what? Record a video like Dan. And I think in the end, try out those different hats, see which one is uniquely you over time. And you heard everyone say it. We've all watched all of these rock stars evolve, and you're ready for it too. So take action, be intentional, as Deborah Bird just reminded us, because ultimately that's what it's going to take for you to get it to the next level. And we're definitely going to head into a shift, and we definitely want you guys to be the local modern advisors who make it through.
So I'm going to play a video, but before I do that, I'm going to give a lesson, because creating great content is key. Without great content like what Keith has, you've got nothing, when it comes to building that brand, leveraging social media. So make sure you post it in all the right places, and then make sure that you're emailing it in niche ways. And then remember, multi-channel hit people, email it, text it. If you're going to use a video in Zoom, make sure you're following this playbook. You'll notice that when I've played videos, I'm leveraging and I'm optimizing it for your desktop. So it's like it's using the speakers on your laptop. It's showing up on your laptop as though you're playing it yourself. You notice when Michelle played her video, she didn't optimize it. It wasn't as clear. So just take a screenshot of what you're looking at right now on my screen, and make sure that when you share a video, you click the specific video itself, whether it's in a website or not, and make sure you click these buttons along the bottom. Share computer sound, optimize screen for video. So just to hear the contrast of that, guys, this is what it sounds like. Like I'm going to play the commercial for the Modern Mortgage Summit, and I'm leveraging your computer. So remember, you could have conversations like a lunch and learn with a bunch of realtors and integrate video into your presentations if you use these superpowers. But remember, amplify every video you put out, put it on a great platform, great headline, boost it if it makes sense to boost it, email it, text it, and when you use it in a one-to-many, optimize it. Here we go.
Hey guys, Heather Bomar here, coming to you from beautiful Oklahoma. Wanted to reach out to you real quick and invite you to the upcoming Modern Mortgage Summit.
I can't wait to be a keynote speaker at the Modern Mortgage Summit on October 6th with some of the most incredibly talented, good human beings that are succeeding in our industry and rethinking what's possible.
Hey everyone, Todd Duncan coming at you. Super honored and excited to have been invited to speak at the Modern Mortgage Summit on October 6th.
This is going to be an awesome event.
We are crazy blessed to be in this industry. Is it hard? Heck yes.
On October 6th, the Modern Mortgage Summit is going to be a virtual summit that can help loan officers that are learning what do I need to do to get to the next level.
Going to seminars like the Modern Mortgage Summit, I started getting tactics and strategies and new belief systems.
As modern mortgage advisors, it's up to us. We have all the information from our clients in front of us. It's up to us to be a lighthouse. It's up to us to teach financial education to our clients.
I believe you can have it all. I'm on a mission to do it, but I know I can't do it by myself. I need the community, and I need to have systems and structures and processes in my business to make it happen.
The speakers that are going to be there, I mean, holy smokes, we could all learn from them.
It's going to be such an exciting moment to have you guys plug in and just learn what the best are doing to be their best.
Modern Mortgage Summit is going to bring the information we need to make sure we are set up to kick some butt next year.
We'll see you online next month.
It's going to be an exciting day.
I look forward to seeing you guys October 6th.
October 6th, mark your calendar, and let's have some fun together. Let's learn, grow, and get better.
I cannot wait to see you there.
Well, all righty, guys, that is the show. Keith, any closing thoughts? I appreciate you staying. And if you want to say anything or close it out together.
Yeah. I mean, a couple quick things. I love what Todd said, swipe and adapt. And that's like a real thing. I copy ideas from Dan. And I would have no problem if he copied from me. Put it, grab something you're excited about and put it in your own words. And then make sure it's something you're excited about. That energy comes through you on that video. People can feel that energy and excitement. So make sure it's something that you're passionate about when you do create that video. And then just the final thing on the Modern Mortgage Summit, like there aren't things like this, right? You go to seminars and someone's talking for an hour. I mean, this is a TED Talk style event for the mortgage industry where you have multiple $100 million producers giving away their secrets in bite-sized chunks that you can go ahead and swipe and adapt. So it's pretty special.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being one of those amazing people, and everybody who tuned in. We appreciate you. Hopefully you got value. Take care, everybody.
See you guys
later.